Joanie here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited today because I am a guest over at I Spy with My Little Eye challenge blog. And it's exciting over there because this challenge, I Spy with My Little Eye, something with wings. I'll leave that link below so that you can definitely stop by and check out that challenge. For my piece today, I am working in my art journal. And I decided that I was going to spy some dragonflies and a bird. And if you look closely at my paper, there are some butterflies in there too, as well as some other little insects that might fly around. My paper is from Victoria Designs, Dragonflies Horizontal Papers. My dragonflies are from Kate's ABCs in Cricut Access, and the paper is actually digital and it's from Polka Doodles. My background scene is Becky's Place watering can. That's this area right here, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So hang on tight for just a minute. This little girl silhouette is from A Child's Year, and I used a lace pattern digital paper, and that's actually my own design, and I'll share with you how I did that also. The sentiment is mine, I wrote that, and the font is Apple Chancery. In this video, I'm only going to cover a couple of things in Cricut Design Space because I want to keep it short. Well, maybe not short, but not really long. Okay, I'm going to keep it from getting really long. So I want to share with you how I did this lace on her, and I want to share how I did this piece because those are the really interesting things that are a little out of the ordinary. So let's get started with that. First off, this lace, okay, super simple. I just took a piece of lace, laid it on my scanner, scanned it in, and then saved it as a JPEG. That's all I did. I just saved it as a JPEG. And in fact, I can bring that over and show that to you. It's just a picture of lace. And then I brought it into Cricut Design Space where I can use it as a digital paper. I've also done it with denim and I've done it with burlap. It works very well. All right, now that you know my secret, let's move on to how I did this piece because this is very fun. This is a fun technique. So I'm going to start this by bringing in a shape. I'm going to bring in a square. I can turn that into a rectangle if I like, but I think I'll just keep it a square. I'm going to go ahead and change the color by clicking this black box. I'm going to change it to a light color. And now I'm going to decide what I want to put in here. Now, this again is an imported Digi, again from Becky's Place. I'm going to show you here with a free one in Cricut Access. So let's go to Images. Let's go to a flower. And let's go to Free. And all of these are free flowers. Let's choose this one. And for fun, let's choose something with some color so you can get an idea how to do that. Maybe that. All right, so all you need to do once you bring in your Digi is size it appropriately. So I need to size this down. And I'm going to stick it right here. Let's say we want to make sure that's right in the middle. We just select them both, hit align center. There we go. So I want to change this color because this orange is not going to look like any kind of a shadow or any kind of background. It's going to take a foreground, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and just click this same color. Now that's not going to show up at all. But if I take this and drag it into the color, but keep it extremely light, like that, I can select them both and I can flatten and see how that shows up more in the background. Now, let's bring in this black one. All right, so again, we're going to go to shapes. Pick a circle this time, that'd be fun. Let's just come down here and kind of get out of the way a little bit. Let's choose our color. Whoops, let's choose the color here. Now, let's say we want to do something in a yellow. I'm going to move this back to the front by right-clicking and then left-clicking, bring to the front. And now let's change this to a yellow. But again, that's not going to be much of a background, is it? So let's come in now and say Advanced. Now I can change this and bring it way down here. Let's go ahead and select them both, Align, Center. While they're both selected, we can left click and flatten that. And now that becomes again in the background. If you'd like, you can add a sentiment to this. So I'm just going to make this up on the fly, okay? Let's type in sunny days. All right, so I'm going to do sunny. And then I'm going to type in, I'm going to pick up a new text box. I'm going to move it down here. Let's type days. I'm going to select them together so that I can size them at the same time. And I want to change their font. So I can do that by coming up here. Let's choose BFC Flora Cloud. That's kind of fun. And let's take days and let's do the same thing. All right. Now let's take them both and let's size it down just a smidge. Let's bring sunny in up here. Let's bring days down here. Oh, I just came up with a better idea. Let's put the days here. Let's change this font. Let's go back to the BFC favorite cursive. That'll be fun. Now, let's take this and let's curve it. Like so. And let's just take the days and move it right up here. Or maybe we could leave it down here. You could do with it whatever you like. But you see how it kind of keeps it sort of in the forefront. It's not in the background at all. But that sun is definitely back there in the background. So that kind of gives you an idea of some little things you can play with in Cricut Design Space and use that shadow effect. Again, the rest was just print and cut. If you need help with any of that, please feel free to check out my channel. I have several videos and I will link some below in the box about importing digis and importing paper in case you need something like that. And let's head over to the craft table and let's make this page. Here we are at the craft table. I'm going to take my little silhouette and I'm going to glue her onto a background piece. That'll just help her show up on the page. Kind of gives her a little background there, a little shadow. The little part there sort of got bent up a little bit when I was inking it. And all I needed to do was just sort of glue that down with my Zig 2-way. I'm going to go ahead and put some lace here. the width of the piece of paper that I'm putting onto this wood page. And I'm going to stick it underneath that paper panel. So I'm just going to get a little bit of my Fabri-Tac. Just put a long stream there along, just a bead, a stream of beads, maybe glue beads. And just kind of stick that in right up there at the top and then cut off my excess there. I want to be sure I cut off that lace on the right side so that my book will close more easily. However, I have so much stuff in my art journal that it's already a big bulky book. All right, so I'm gluing this piece in just right over the top of that lace. And then I'm bringing in just a little snippet of this ribbon to put in just at the edge, just to look like maybe a little bit of washi tape or just a little bit of something sticking under there. I'm going to go ahead and adhere the sentiment panel with the shadow background that we talked about in Cricut Design Space. And there's the little piece that I'm laying in. I couldn't decide if I wanted to put it over or under. I chose to put it under because I wanted to put a little piece of a lace scrap over the top of it. So that'll hang down over the top. This art journal is one that I made myself and had I to do it over again, and I probably will make another one in the future. I'm going to make it much thicker. I'm going to give it more room so I can add more embellishments in the book because, like I said, it's really difficult to get this book to even come close to closing. And I've only done about half of the pages. All right, my dragonflies. I decided that the craft paper wasn't dark enough. So I've pulled my Faber-Castel Pitt pen, and I'm just coloring up those little dragonfly bodies just so they're nice and dark and they'll show up on that paper. Anything I didn't think got dark enough, I just came in and colored over just a little bit more. Now I'm going to use my Zig two-way and I'm going to go ahead and put the little wings on these guys. Now these are teeny tiny, so I used a pair of tweezers to help get those in. I like my Zig two-way because it is a pen, a glue pen, and I can get teeny tiny little dots on there. Now the way Zig two-way works, if you've never used it, is if you glue it down right away, it's permanent. If you let that glue dry and then stick your paper on the top, it reacts more like a Post-it note. It'll kind of come off and you can restick it a few times. I will say that I have found that you're not going to restick it a lot of times because it kind of loses its sticky after a while. But it does definitely work for a few times. All right, so we're putting the wings on the last little dragonfly. Here's a quick tip. I wanted this darker green than it was, so I'm just laying it down on my stamp pad. And I'll be honest, I changed colors. Later on, I came back and I redid that again with some fern. Oh, you're going to get to see me do it. Good. And I just rubbed really hard, laid paper over it. And now there it's showing up really nicely in that fern color. All right, now we're ready to put those little flowers in. And these flowers, they might be from Prima. They were scraps. I mean, they were just sort of leftovers in my stash. Now these leaves truly are scraps. They were scraps from another project that I just had laying in an ice cream lid. When I finish a project, when I have things left over, I put them in an ice cream lid and then they lay on my desk and then they always get used somewhere along the way. And these just seem to work out perfectly here. Going ahead and putting in my little girl with bouquet and bird. And I think it's interesting the little writing that I did about I spy those things that round me fly, but she says that she never catches them. But there is that little bird back in her hand that she's not even noticing. And it just makes me think about all the times that we in life do that. We have something right in our hand, but yet we think it's eluding us. So it's sort of a philosophical thought for your day in my art journal. All right, we're going to go ahead and place these dragonflies around, and I sort of played with that for a long time, trying to decide where I wanted those to go. And I finally made a commitment and got the Zig 2A glue pen out and started adhering those to the page. Again, using that two-way zig was really helpful because they're so little, and it was just easier to get them in with that than bringing out my Fabri-Tac. Now again, I'm back to deciding where I'm going to put that third one, and I finally decide, you know what, I think he should trail this other dragonfly, so he's got a buddy to be with. And then I thought, well, you know, you can never go too far with, you know, art journaling. So I'm coming in with a little brown grosgrain ribbon to go here. And you can see that I put some sequins in on the left and a little butterfly ribbon up in the corner that kind of gives me one more little thing that we can spy with wings. Hey, this has been a great joy for me to join with the I Spy with my little eye challenges, and I hope you will also. Thanks for joining me in this video. Any comments or questions, please leave them below and I will get back with you. I will also leave you the information about the I Spy with my little eye challenges, which I know you're going to want to check out. So, with all of that being said, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will catch up with you in the next video. Bye.